Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today I want to talk about head trauma. And basically, I'm using this magically. Because head trauma to me is a person that is a prisoner of their own thinking or overthinking. Basically, when you're doing magic really has to rely on intuition and your instincts. You cannot get stuck in your head. I see too many people making this mistake. Well, did I say this chant right? Did I do this right? If I do this, this can happen. I'm going to say something that may not be popular, but I know for a fact that it's true. One of the reasons that a lot of people do overthinking magically is because of religious conditioning. Like, you basically have this worst case scenario when you start dealing with magic. Well, if I do this, what's going to happen to me? Or, what if I'm wrong and I'm dealing with magic and it says this in the Bible? Or, you know, what will happen to me? Well, undertake the journey and find out. But I can tell you what won't happen. You won't have to deal with damnation. So delete that from your thought process. That's one. The second thing is that you have to cultivate a psyche of success. Let me say that again. You have to cultivate a psyche of success. That if you do the magic consistently, you will be successful at it. You will become dynamic at it. But don't be a prisoner of head trauma. You got so much going on in your head and thinking so much that nothing gets accomplished magically. Or you may start out with a bang and then either become bored, demoralized, or guilt enters into the picture. So I want you, first of all, to, if you're going to be a successful magician or sorcerer, you have to transform your psychology. If you don't transform your psychology, this is where the head trauma comes in. You're just a prisoner of your own thoughts and your own thinking. And that's something I don't want anyone to do that's viewing this channel, and especially my students or even future potential students. Don't be a victim of head trauma. And just because people say, well, I don't go to church anymore, that's fine. You may not go to church, but that doesn't mean the church is done with you. Get it straight. Okay? Don't think because you're not sitting up in there and you're not paying your tithes, or you're seeing elderly people kicking over banisters, that the programming is finished with you, because I can assure you that it isn't. And when you start dealing with angels, demons, etc., you'll find out. You'll find out what you're made of and what you're not made of. Okay? And even your approach, how you may deal with the Orisha or the Obosum, for instance. You may take a Christian mindset into that. And if you going and you're dealing with magic and you're dealing with various spirits or whatever, the Christian thought process, it has no place in magic. Period. Point blank. It doesn't. And don't think that you won't be successful in magic. You will be successful, but the thing is, you got to get rid of being stuck in your own head, because you're going to get tired and you're going to get frustrated. And I know the Kabbalion precept, the mind is all. Yes, it is. The mind is all. But let me add on to that. And it's this: the mind is all. So by it being all, everything is not always right in your mind. It's all in your head trauma. So, yes, the mind is all, but everything in your mind is not always right and exact and correct. So I want to make that very clear. And I want to say this message for people that get these books. And the complete book of demonology is a very good book. But I want to say this: if you work with demons, you do not have to use ends. Ends are supposed to be a language that can summon demons from the hierarchies, whether it be Leviathan, Lucifer, you know, Balfagor, etc. You don't need ends. How do I know? Because I've asked Lucifer, Valak, and Astaroth, and they said really they don't like ends. They just know that many people who are dealing with demons, that they don't know any better, so they'll still respond. But you don't need ends. So I know that's very popular on the internet, and a lot of authors, they do use ends. You don't need to use ends if you want to summon demons. So I wanted to help the witch or the sorcerer with that. And like I said, get out your own head and get into magic. You're not going to become a good sorcerer being a prisoner of your own thoughts. You're not going to do it. You're just going to set yourself back. So that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I'm the Water Alchemist. Your water, my friend. Peace.